This is GOTR, the 1ITL. Sorry. Hi, I'm Varunda, and I'm joined by HannibalForge. How are you doing, Hannibal?
G'day, boys. Yeah, I'm good today, Varunda. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for this match. I cast the last GOTR match, and they definitely had some really strong potential. Their air control was very good, but unfortunately, they were a little slow to rotate and make plays on the map. So I'm excited to see what have they improved from last match. How have their tactics changed a little bit? I suspect we'll still see a lot of air, gal balls or bulldog galaxies roaming around, some mag riders on the hill, but I'm interested to see, are they going to have some Sundies in the mix, or are they going to use some beacons, maybe some Valks to move people around quickly? It's going to be interesting to see.
I think that it's going to be really interesting to see how they transition. Last match Goda played against Midfit, they had a really strong vehicle presence and an incredible use of those galaxies to really suppress and push their advantage in the air, as well as their use of PPA sides. But I think they really found themselves falling a little bit into the trap of relying a little bit too much on their vehicle suppression and not focusing their advantage into their infantry when they had the chance. So hopefully they've learned from that, and we'll see a really good use of transitional force here in the match against 1ITL.
Perfect. And I'm not an Emerald native. Can you tell me a little bit about 1ITL?
Yeah, 1ITL is the, well, from what I understand, is the premier South American outfit on Terran Republic. They're led by FASA, formerly known as Lantex. And they're a bunch of really cool guys. Native language, I believe, is Portuguese. They are a home to a lot of the South American and Brazilian players on Emerald TR, and they're quite a coordinated outfit. Actually, they have a really good infantry corps, and they'd have a lot of coordinated ops at prime time as well as late night and early day as well. They're a really great force for the Terran Republic on Emerald.
Perfect. Well, let's hop into the match a little bit, get into the in-game screen here. Let's talk a little bit about what this is. What is Nexus? So Nexus is one of these maps that was made in 2013, 2014? Somewhere around there. And unfortunately, just never got to see the day of light. It is a 9-map base where you've got 3 central bases that are left, neutral at the start, and then you've got 3 bases owned on each side. The base that we're gonna, is gonna be the really important one is Nexus Omega and Nexus Alpha. If you lose that base, game's over. That's all you got. Other than that, the goal is have as many bases owned at the end of the 45-minute alert. And there's also a little bit of a secondary objective. You're going to want to capture points. These points are used for tiebreakers. So if we go to Outfit Wars tab real quick, you can see like the record over here. It's got the win-loss, and then it's got the amount of points that you got. So getting those points is going to be good for tiebreakers and making sure that you're a little bit on top. We're going to take a look at the openers in a little bit, but for now, this is the map. Typically, you see Granite Head Reactor is like a very strong opener. If you can get that base right at the start, you're in a pretty good position to start pressuring Hydroponics Compound or Nexus Secure Substation. And from there, you're just 1 base away from the Alpha, from the main base. Let's go take a look first here at the red side opener. This is a little actually substandard. Typically, you don't see 3 galaxy openers, so I suspect that they're going to be going for a pretty heavy infantry opener. Oh, actually, I say that, but there's a lot of people not in anything yet. It's 30 seconds left. I'm very curious to see how all those people that are not currently deployed anywhere are going to do anything. Let's go take a look at GOTR's opening. That's going to be the blue team for this. This is reminiscent of what I saw last time. You've got these galaxies. These are probably Prox Repair Bulldog galaxies in the back. Oh, I see a Pelter over here. That's not a Pelter. That's a Bulldog. I'm wrong. I see a single Dervish. Yeah, 1 or 2 Dervishes is what you see. A lot of ESFs. These are probably going to be some PPA scythes. Something I didn't see last time, or I didn't notice perhaps, is actually Sundurers in the opening. I'm curious to see where these Sundurers go. So if you could follow those Sundurers and actually let me know where they go, that'd be a great help. We're going to follow GOTR out of the warp gate.
Yeah, I've got a feeling those Sunrays are probably going to be going to get some forward spawns set up.
Oh, Steel Rain right off the opener. Okay, so this is, I think, what the plan is. They're probably still here. Yeah, so they're all still here, and they're going to be using Steel Rains as their opener to get people into position. Let's get a bird's eye view real quick of what's going on, what's going down. Presence from both. These galaxies are a little bit spread out. It looks like they're going to be pretty easily picked off by the air, but I don't think these are meant to fight. These are meant to get to the bases, and it looks like the red team is going to be starting with the timers on all the bases. They're going to be contesting all of these bases all at once, which is definitely good. If they've learned from the GOTR versus mid match, it's that GOTR, struggled a little bit on that last match to move around. Oh, I see Facer is the leader of 1ITL.
It looks like the Sunderer is actually heading toward Satcom, Azratech Satcom with a Magrider escort. It looks like they may be setting up some spawns over there for some quick deploys. I think this is actually a pair of stealth Sunderers. I could be incorrect, but it looks like they may be setting up some covert spawns here for a quick redeploy back to the tech plant to resecure it.
Yeah, stealth Sundies are typically what you're going to see. We've got a steel ring coming in a little bit. This is going to be dropping the red team down right onto C Point, which is currently owned by GOTR. Drops coming in, currently pushing down the triple stack, making sure they have control. Easy wipe up on the point. GOTR didn't really have a lot of control on this point.
I'm going to come join you over there now, Varunda, and have a look.
Perfect. You see a little bit of contention over at the A point right now. Red team is holding pretty far back. That's actually pretty smart because of the amount of air that GOTR currently has. 1v1's going on here. Looks like GOTR takes the center point over here. So I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Lot more infantry play in the opener for GOTR compared to the last match that I cast. Let's take a look.
It definitely looks
quick. Granite Head on a slow cap. Arzek, I believe that's on a fast cap. I'm gonna check that out real quick.
While you're doing that, it actually looks like there's a large amount of contention around this B point at Reactor with GOTR pushing against 1ITL, but they're holding them quite firm in the powerhouse.
We're holding in right now. B point. Yeah. Alright, so Arzek, a little bit of an update. Fast cap for Arzek. We've got some contention over at Bitter Gorge, and then Granite Head is just kind of, people, not much commitment from either team over there, which is fine. You can afford to have that timer slow right now. Heading back over to Bitter Gorge, still A point held by GOTR. And as I say that, point's being flipped. It's not being flipped. It's hard to see. C point's being flipped though.
We can actually see here at Bitter Gorge, Varunda, that the GOTR is still using that air dominance very powerfully. The 1ITL is not really countering those galaxies, and they're able to put a lot of dominance down on that infantry fight just by using those bulldogs to really clean up the 1ITL infantry push.
Yeah, they're definitely struggling to hold Bitter Gorge. Bitter Gorge is going to be really, really rough just because of how open these points are. And I think Red Team's doing a really good job of it so far.
They're really well collapsing those buildings, yeah.
Yeah, doing a good job. If they need to contest the point, they go back up. But if they don't need to contest the point, they're holding the stairs where medics can easily revive them.
It looks like Reactor may be flipping pretty decisively towards 1ITL. I'm not too sure what GOTR is doing here, but it looks like they're pulling in some sides and galaxies. I'm not too sure if it's going to be enough, though. 1ITL is very well set up on these points.
Good infantry play over here on C point. GOTR had a bit of a push coming down the stairs, but Red Team was able to deal with that pretty quickly.
This Casvalk is not going to be very useful outside of this rooftop. GOTR needs to get some infantry presence here quickly. They're going to lose this base.
Yeah, Bitter Gorge, they got 20 seconds left, and they got to start moving people over here quickly. Got to start contesting at least a point. Looks like they're going for it, but a lot of them are dead on the roof, on the ground right now.
It was a very rough drop there, Varunda. It looked like they came out of that a little bit chaotic, a little bit unprepared for what they were facing, and 1ITL just cleaned them off that roof.
Looks like 1ITL is going to pick up the first cap over here with Bitter Gorge. Arzek, oh, I'm wrong. Actually, Arzek was the first cap for GOTR. Just a pretty straightforward cap over there, not much contention. Bitter Gorge for Red Team, though, I think that's really strong because these points are going to be very difficult to hold.
The biggest advantage to Bitter Gorge as well of Varunda is that it locks down that entire western lattice. You cannot push the enemy satellite except from Bitter Gorge. So if they have Bitter Gorge for 1ITL, that gives them a direct path back to GOTR's own Nexus satellite base over here at Slate Canyon. Whereas on the Satcom tech plant, even if GOTR does take it, which they have, if they don't take Reactor as well, that means that 1ITL will have a clear path to both of GOTR's satellites. It looks like GOTR's transitioned to Bitter Gorge right now, though. Granite Head Reactor, sorry.
Yeah, I'm looking at Granite Head right now, and we see that they currently have position of A, B, and I think they're flipping A point right now. That's going to be good. If GOTR is able to get Granite Head Reactor as well as Arzek, they're in a very strong position.
And that was just an incredible transition as well. GOTR really pulled all their guys from the tech plant and transitioned them so quickly using these Galaxies and Valkyries. They managed to get an incredibly dominant position here in Granite Head, and they just pushed 1ITL off with almost no effort. It was incredibly swift and decisive by GOTR. A good change from their match against mid.
Yeah, definitely. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Good rotations overall, but looks like 1ITL's putting up a good infantry fight as well. If we take a look real quick at if we take a look at the stats, we see that while GOTR does have a lot more kills, not a lot, about 70 more, the amount of revives for Red Team is much, much higher, which shows a lot of those kills that GOTR's getting isn't really being converted into a man advantage. Despite them getting kills, they're being revived pretty quickly, and I think, 1ITL is really demonstrating, infantry.
On top of that as well, I'm putting a waypoint for you now, Varunda. 1ITL is actually on the GOTR Slate Canyon double stack satellite at the moment.
Perfect.
They're holding this against a pair of PPA sides, and if GOTR doesn't come here quickly, they could get cut off.
Yeah, that'll be good. GOTR's gotta get over here quickly. Seems like, and we've also got Arzek is under contention right now. I'm not sure what's going on with that timer though. It's a sus looking timer.
Oh, Citadel shields out from 1ITL. Trying to impair the ability for their air.
I don't know if that really impairs the air. It might impair some of the mag ranges, but I'm still looking at these sides, and they're just PPAing through that open window.
They are, but I feel like maybe 1ITL may be trying to make a Desi play here. If you drop a Citadel and force the sides lower in the Galaxy as well, if they get a good Desi peak, they can one-shot those sides. But it looks like they're being suppressed pretty... Oh, there's one of the sides down now to a decimated, just like I said.
Oh, very nice. I do believe composite armor prevents that, but, if you're running composite, you're not also running... I believe stealth is meta. I'm not too familiar with the air game, though.
Well, GOTR's dropping a lot of forces now here, Varunda, at this double stack. They're getting ready to go in there.
Canyon. 1ITL's doing a good job holding the stairs, but it looks... Here we go, Resonates come out, so that's the res diff that we're seeing right now. But GOTR, with this amount of pop, it's very, very difficult to actually maintain a hold here. Let's go check out what's going on at Arzek. Like, that just seems weird.
That was a good reclaim by GOTR as well. Really well played by them.
So Arzek is actually in full control, despite what my map was telling me.
Good game, no bugs.
Yeah, hey, we take what we get. So Arzek going over in favor of 1ITL. And then I believe Nexus Secure is also being fixed. Got to double check that by flying over. I actually have one person on point. I think they just went down, though.
It looks as though GOTR has been taken off of Nexus Secure.
Oh, we've got Bounce in a 1v1 right now.
However, Varunda, they do have that Sunderer supplying them with plenty of troops. There's a 1ITL player. Look, oh, the Sunderer just went down. Well played by 1ITL. They're hunting that Sunderer down and taking care of it.
Bounce almost got the W. You're talking about which base, sorry?
Nexus Secure. There was a Sunderer there when you're inside the powerhouse. There's a Sunderer outside for GOTR, but it was just destroyed by 1ITL. And you've got more GOTR people coming in now.
Well, here comes the drop as well for 1ITL. That air control, they're going to try to punish them as they come down. I almost wonder if GOTR has too much PPA. Like, if you're not able to stop a Galaxy drop, yeah, that's where I get a little iffy on it.
Yeah, it feels as if GOTR is relying a little bit too much on this air to ground when they should be using more of their Well, look, they've pushed them off the point, which is good.
Yeah, but in this case, I think it worked because there wasn't a lot of drops in that Galaxy. But with a larger drop, I don't know if PPA is going to be able to take out like a Galaxy full of people. You'd want to stop the Galaxy from getting there in the first place. That's like the better situation here. I got a bit of armor over here. Armor's going to be rough, especially if they're using Hornets.
It looks like GOTR is really committing to this Nexus Secure push as well, which makes a lot of sense because if they push this base, it's a straight shot to 1ITL's Nexus.
Yep, here we go. Galaxy drop comes in. People coming in right now. We got red teams pushing up on door 1, however, at the same time. Beacon goes down by Drag. That's a good play by Drag. You want to get that beacon down as soon as possible. Oh, yeah, this PPA is brutal. Very hard to
It's mulching them.
But, despite that dominance, the point is in favor of 1ITL. So, this is one of the criticisms I had about GOTR. Like, they did a great job suppressing doorways, but if one person got in, that's enough. That's enough to fix the point.
Well, as well, Varunda, if you transition to the skinny door and look at closed lobby where the point actually is, we've got a GOTR push here forming up at the back.
Yeah, good GOTR push right now. They've got momentum. They just need to push through right now. They don't have enough people on the point to deal with that. Only 2 people on point. The heckin' in a handbag. What a name. Here we go. Good push from short. Good call out there. Nice. Good play by GOTR. I like that. You get, people get out of their galaxies, out of their ESFs, and push, which is good. It seems like they definitely learned from their previous match.
GOTR's even called in Tortellini here, the air lead, Tortellino, the air lead for GOTR. He's currently suppressing this 1ITL spawn and just mulching people with that PPA as they come through. He's just destroying them at the moment.
Yeah, and that's what you're going to see a lot of the times. I suspect that if 1ITL wants to get back in, they're going to have to go with either some Valks or a Galaxy or two. Because they're not getting through.
Baxter and the Mag Rider up on the hill as well, Varunda. He's shelling that spawn with, it looks like is that a Hesh? Is that a Hesh Terran?
I'll just assume it is. That's what makes sense.
Looks like 1ITL is just kind of stacking in that spawn room, firing strikers, but they need to get on this point or they're going to lose this Nexus base.
Push begins to come from the north side of the map. It's a little spread out, though. Spread out could actually be good against PPA.
It'll certainly be interesting to see what happens here, because these strikers are definitely cleaning up the air presence from GOTR, but it may be too little too late if they can't transition this into a push on the point. It looks like they're moving out now, though.
We've actually got a little bit of 1ITL air as well. It looks like these are actually cleaning up air very Oh, look at this. 1ITL goes for an air repull to take care of this GOTR air, and it works beautifully. There's no PPA left anymore. And 1ITL is going to be able to just push right into door 1, and you hope that GOTR's got everyone in place now.
I'm going to transition inside the building and have a look for myself.
Yeah,
it looks like GOTR's got a good hold set up in closed lobby.
Yeah, Operation Mind Crime on door 1, no. Door 1 gets pushed in.
Oh, 1ITL pushing in, yep. One guy walked up shotgun, two people in the face.
Good flank from door 3. Resonate's coming out from door 3 too. This is good. I like to see this flank on door 3 as well as a door 1 push. Shows some really good understanding of how to work together on the squad level.
And there's a push on Dubs as well here coming in. It looks like GOTR's going to get wiped and 1ITL will take this point back. They might have overcommitted here though, Varunda. There's a lot of people here. It's 62% overpop.
We look at Bittergorge too. Bittergorge is in contention right now by GOTR. And they, does 1ITL have enough time to rotate back over here? I don't know.
If they're quick, maybe. If they get maybe like
GOTR's rotating people right now. This is good. This is a very good improvement in terms of GOTR. They've got the Sunday up. They've got people already rotating over here. Perfect. Much quicker rotations.
This is an incredible start from GOTR. They're actually pushing now to take Bitter Gorge. If they take Bitter Gorge, they can pressure both of those Nexus bases for 1ITL. This is a very important base to keep.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. And 1ITL, they've got spawns in. They're trying to go for a push right now, but they are paying for it in death and resnades.
There is a lot of PPA and a lot of, not PPA, a lot of cast fouls. Oh, Orbital?
That Orbital's going to just secure it. 1ITL can't do anything about that. That's a 10-second timeout button, and that's all you need to win that cap. GOTR currently in favor 6-3. And I went to
I definitely think that BR3. I definitely think that when GOTR was pushed off of that Nexus secure base, 1ITL did not need to bring that extra squad of infantry in to resecure it. They should have had people responding to Bitter Gorge a lot sooner. This is going to cost them dearly if they don't manage to get this back.
Yeah, definitely. 1ITL overcommitted. Had they had this squad over here, could have been a different story. They could have been on B a little bit faster. Which is good. B point is being held by 1ITL though. That's good. No back cap is possible at Argent Pass. And they do have about a squad over at Argent Pass that was ready to recap, but they've been cut off now and they can't.
Gonna put some waypoints in the bases so we can find our way over there easily.
Sounds good. GOTR is beginning to get pressure on balcony right now. Pressuring the B.
It looks like at squad waypoint, GOTR's going to be pushing that Argent Pass. As soon as they can get 1ITL off this B point at Bitter Gorge, they're going straight for that Nexus cutoff.
Yeah, exactly. 1ITL is doing a good job holding it though. As I say that, a couple of them go down. They got to get another resonate out. Reses need to come through. We're coming up open stairs right now, and GOTR with a strong push in the balcony right now. It looks like the squad of 1ITL that was holding has been wiped. They got to try to get a beacon up. Oh, that's going to be hard. That's not going to be good. Getting that beacon to be really rough. And GOTR, solid retake over on B point, and they still got people over at Argent Pass ready to cap.
Yeah, this Argent Pass hold is looking really good, Varunda. If the GOTR can keep this up and they get a solid setup here, it's going to be solid, but they don't have enough hard light barriers inside this building. The bottom door is completely exposed. 1ITL has armor control as well.
For now, when the Mag Riders and all the scythes begin to roll over,
Speaking of which,
But there's a...
is that a Skyguard against a Maggie? Oh no, run, you brave soul!
Ah, it looks like they got taken out. Unlucky.
A second Skyguard against a Mag Rider. I'm not sure what a YNTL strategy is here, but you know the old Terran saying, more Dakar is always good.
There we go. Here we can see GOTR already dropping in with some Valks right now. A little bit... could have improved that drop a little bit, but overall, good rotations.
I will say as well, Varunda, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from GOTR's Mag Riders. They've really learned from their last match's mistakes, and they've been focusing a lot more heavily, it seems, on suppressing this infantry, and where possible, even moving it a bit closer to provide a much stronger support for their own infantry. The GOTR Maggies here, one less Maggie than last match as well, only using 2 this time, but from what I can see, but incredibly more effective just with the way they're angling their shots and the way they're focusing. It seems to be paying dividends for GOTR.
Yeah, I agree. I saw a Sundoer try to push out, but Mag Rider right on top of it, ready to just blap blap take it out real quick. No problem. And 1ITL is just really struggling to get out. But again, this is what we saw in their match against Mid. GOTR had a very dominant opener. They were able to, suppress the spawns very efficiently, but once Mid adapted, GOTR failed to match that adaptation. So we'll start to see now, does 1ITL adapt here and figure out a good way?
At Club's waypoint as well, Varunda. At Club's waypoint as well, Varunda, they're also hitting the other Nexus base. So if 1ITL can't break this Argent Pass hold, they're being threatened at the powerhouse as well, and they need to rotate and commit to one of these bases to break them. If they keep on scattering, they're not going to make any progress at all.
Yeah. So we're saying watching a push right now for 1ITL as they try to get into the double stack. It's looking a little bit rough though. There's some resonate usage from GOTR. That's going to be good. You can only have 4 resonades at a time. Taking those down is going to be good.
Having that hard light barrier there is so important. I'm a little bit confused as to why GOTR isn't doing it. I guess if they have the PPA air superiority, they can afford not to, but it seems like an unnecessary risk not to block off half that doorway and force people to have that extra second of jump time.
Yeah. Yeah, because that also messes with your cone of fire too. Like that cone of fire mess up.
Exactly.
Rough.
Looks like the GOTR Galaxiums went down to these Sky Guards, but it's been repaired and pulled back up by Porkbuller. Notorious on live, actually, Porkbuller. He's known for gunning people with his bulldog and pretty much making people hate their lives for about a solid base cap.
Nice. 1ITL is doing something. They're getting an air repull right here. This is what I like from 1ITL. They've recognized we're losing air. The best way to get air back is going to be, fight air with air, because of the mountain, like Skyguards aren't really good enough to deal with that. It's very easy for Scythe to just hide, and then when they get out of there, that's good. So pulling mosquitoes, it's going to be a really good way to deal with that. Ooh.
There's 50 seconds left in this Argent Pass cap, and if they don't get this base back quickly, this could put 1ITL in a lot of trouble. This is a 4-minute base cap, and if they don't have this back, even with 26 minutes on the clock, this could impede their ability to pull out a win from this match.
I think we just saw a ram kill on a Galaxy, actually.
It looks like they're pushing in now to Argent Pass for under. They're pushing in from the bottom level.
Here comes the Valks right now. 1ITL and strong on lower right now. A lot of Brillas up right now. This could be where they're going to punish the lack of a hard light. They're beginning to push in. They took down 1.
Yeah, they're definitely pushing in that bottom level.
Ooh, a little bit of a C4 usage. C4 doesn't catch it. I think catches 1, actually, though. Resonate's coming out. They now have control of lower. They've got to pressure up the stairs right now.
1ITL needs to move. This GOTR Lash is going to tear them apart. They've got resins coming in the cubby. They need to get upstairs and prosecute this advantage.
They could get it back. This is just enough time for them to recapture. GOTR did not rotate.
Oh my god, is this a 1-second recap, Varunda?
GOTR needed to rotate off of upper much quicker. All of these people that are up here dead, they needed to be on those stairs. That's why that failed. GOTR didn't rotate quickly.
What a push. Sorry, Brenda, you're absolutely correct. The lack of rotation there from GOTR cost them dearly. They had the moment to come around and flank those guys who were pushing up the stairs. They could have just dropped down to the cubby, come up behind and flank them, and instead they let them push and got wiped. And this 1ITL resecure in 1 second. This is huge.
I also think we found the other hard light. What is it? This hard light kind of protects the window, but I'm not sure what this hard light... If you go to the upper floor, there's just a blue
I see it,
light.
yeah. That's so strange.
I'm assuming that hard light could have been on lower, and that could have made the difference between breaking at the 1 second mark or holding it successfully.
The most impressive thing about this, honestly, is that the one ITL they immediately recognized that weakness and put a hard lead up themselves because GOTR is still trying to prosecute this push, and on top of that, one ITL they've adapted so well to the GOTR tactics here. They're really anticipating where GOTR is going to come from. This beacon on the roof needs to die, but even GOTR's air presence, it's not quite as powerful as it once was. With one ITL inside this building, it's going to be a lot harder for GOTR to push them off, especially with one ITL getting guaranteed hard spawns. 1 or 2 Burster Maxes right now could really ruin GOTR's chances.
Yeah, I definitely agree. If we even take a look at the vehicles kills real quick, we can see that there's 50 vehicles for one ITL and only 40 for GOTR. And that's probably from those air repulls that one ITL keeps doing, and that's doing really good job for them. They keep succeeding every time they do that. So I hope that they keep that up. That said, Nexus Secure is in contention right now. I'll go fly over and check that out. What's going on over here?
Yeah. This powerhouse is going to be a big problem for one ITL if they don't get GOTR off. GOTR is very good at powerhouse holds.
Yeah, one ITL's got a really good push over here on Door of Water. We're catching this right now as they're beginning to push up long. A lot of dead GOTR. It looks like I caught the tail end of that push, unfortunately. I missed how that push is actually executed.
Yeah,
Some resonates coming in, but those resonates are just a waste of nanites, really.
It seems like it was maybe a split push between door 3 and door 1, just like in the past, but and maybe even from dubs, but I'm surprised that GOTR didn't anticipate that Varunda, because it's what happened to them last time. Sure, they had contingencies in place for it, and if they didn't, that's a worrying trend.
Yeah, we've seen that twice now at this base, and we've seen that GOTR, you know, they're back at Argent Pass. Gotta go check that out. So, you know, this is good. I like this play. Wait, oh no, I'm wrong. Sorry. It's flipping... Oh, that's so weird. It's flipping to NC, but TR is maintaining control.
Very strange.
I think that's a bug. Like, it's going in the wrong direction. That said, GOTR's now in position. Let's see. Does the hard light move? Alright, one ITL, you have to remove the hard light on lower. Do not hard light your own breach. That'd be unfortunate.
Hard light wars.
Exactly. Alright. Alright, hold on. We're gonna cancel Nexus. Let's check out the hard light usage. We got one on lower. That one's gotta move. Hard light on upper? Check. Not... Actually, that's a pretty decent placement. They still have to jump over that. And they can't slip through, so that's good.
GOTR's just using their own hard light against them.
Here we go, steel rain for one ITL.
Is that just one steel rain? Because that's not going to be nearly enough to crack them, and they could block that steel rain with a galaxy. It looks like they're positioning to do so now.
I see. It's very spread out there. You can't stop an entire steel rain. You can catch one or two. Catches none of them. Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. Catches a couple of them, but I still think a lot of them made it. It split them up though. Some of them on lower, some of them on upper.
I'm actually not a fan of this run. I feel like they maybe should have orbitals first to get rid of these, to break up this GOTR point hold. They steel rained into their own death. There was no real support for them going to that building, and they had no way of breaking that point hold with no deflection of GOTR's point holding. I just said point holding way too many times, but the positioning here from GOTR was pretty strong, and 1ITL had no real means of knocking them off this point in a reliable fashion.
Here's the air repull, though. Same story.
Oh, here it comes.
Timer, yeah. I'm like, this spot feels low. Let's check out the warp gate, and sure enough, it shows 1ITL's going for a repull.
55 seconds though, Varunda. If they don't get this point back, they're going to lose this base.
Yeah.
Looks like a bottom door push again.
Bottom door push. Worked out very well for them last time. Hard light check? How's the hard light? 1ITL, come on. You got to remove your own hard light. What are you doing? Get that out of here. Maybe they could be going for the long play. Keep it there so GOTR can't put it down. And then when they're ready for the breach, take it down.
There's going to be so many memes about this hard light.
But I'm just not. I'm not seeing there's not a push ready, and I think this is going to go to GOTR.
Yeah, I think this is GOTR's. Unless 1ITL can drop 3 galaxies full of people here, this is when they need to hard rotate.
With no galaxy in the air, there's a Valk. Facer, known leader of 1ITL, currently eating. I think that's a Bassi. Yeah.
No, they don't have time. There's no way.
Yeah.
It looks like they may be about to go push Azratec Satcom over, and if you look at the population metric on the map, Azratec Satcom has a decent amount of TR on the map.
Another thing that I'd like to see them do is start a granite head reactor cap. You know, just put pressure up, make a GOTR split up. It's, you know, very dominant air. Oh, okay. They did not remove the hard light. That's a bit of a misplay there. You need to remove that hard. Okay, hard light finally goes down, but it's after the push.
I think it looks like Codename Republic, one of the well-known one RTL players is currently holding the Nexus Alpha base with Communist Won't Work, an interesting name there coming out from the South Americans. um, the uh, the the Nexus Alpha, they seem to be aware that they're under threat here from GOTR. They're holding it quite well. I'm not sure what's GOTR currently doing in Argent Pass, Varunda? What are they up to up there?
Looks like they're just going for a regroup right now, making sure that it's secure. I'm getting an overhead view right now, just trying to figure out where's the air right now. And it looks like the air is currently at Argent Pass. Is this like a pickup galaxy? I believe this is
Pork
a pickup
puller.
galaxy.
Yeah, they've got a couple Maxwells on the ground there, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so Pork Pullers flying transport, God bless, making sure that, their squad gets to the next base.
Transport Battle Gal, if you notice the composite armor on, not the composite, the Lodestar module in that galaxy, that's a fully decked out Lodestar. They're going to resupply the galaxy, get inside, and fly to the next base.
I love that usage of Lodestar. Use it as a resupply point, a mobile resupply. Very smart. Whoa! We just missed a ram kill.
We've also got GOTR forming up now on the southeastern edge of Nexus Alpha. They've got a beacon here outside the southeastern powerhouse, outside door 1. It looks like they're getting ready for a push onto the Nexus Alpha. GOTR wants to end this match quickly and get those points.
Yeah, Nexus Secure Substation is where they're going to be. But it looks like there was a push from 1ITL over at Argent Pass, but I don't think it, unfortunately, just wasn't enough. The dominant air for GOTR is definitely showing. And it's hard to tell at this point. Is 1ITL struggling to deal with the air because GOTR air improved in how they're rotating? Or is 1ITL just not adapting as mid did?
Well, Satcom's going through right now, Varunda, and they will cut off that. They won't cut off Nexus Secure, but if they take Satcom, that gives them a direct leapfrog to GOTR's own warp gate. And as we know, the timers on the warp gate is 4 and 7. If they get Satcom and they get a straight push to the Nexus Omega, they may even be able to warp gate and defeat GOTR here with a successful push if they can keep them off their own warp gate long enough. I don't know if they're going to be able to take that. Slate Canyon though. That's going to be a hard ask from 1ITL, even if they do get. Sorry, not Slate Canyon. I apologize, remember it's just at the base. Hydrophonics. If they get Satcom and they push Hydrophonics, they can pressure the GOTR warp gate, but it looks like GOTR's responding to that tech plan pretty well.
Yeah, one of the things that, we're getting down to like the last 15 minutes, and 1ITL has to start realizing, hey, we gotta get some bases back on the board. Because
it looks like that GOTR push on Alpha actually worked for Under as well, my friend. If you look at the Nexus Alpha, it looks like they're hitting that pretty hard.
Let's go check that out real quick.
If I'm GOTR here, I'm just collapsing this base. There's no reason to worry about Satcom. If you get Nexus Alpha, no matter what 1ITL does to the rest of the map, you will win this game.
I think at this point, though, it's actually a fair play. The amount of points that are left in the pool, you don't need to be very aggressive with your push. You can afford to be a little bit slower and take the time to set it up. And if you can get Nexus Secure Substation, that prevents 2 potential attacks that 1ITL can go for. And you can instead reduce the amount of bases that they can attack from.
It looks like Satcom's going to go through there, Varunda.
Yeah, no contention over here from 1ITL as they've pulled. Again, might have been a bit of an overcommit over here. Similarly that we saw at, I believe it was Arazek?
Yeah, Satcom, the tech plant. It looks like it's going to go through to 1ITL in 20 seconds unless GOTR pulls something off. 57 seconds on Nexus Secure. If 1ITL hard transitions back there, they can save that base. They've got their Nexus base back, it looks like.
Okay, so 1ITL is going to be using the Steel Ring to try to go on the offensive. They're going to be dropping in. But I'm curious to see, is a Galaxy going to get in position for this?
It'll be fascinating. So far, GOTR has shown an incredible use of their vehicle assets to really suppress 1ITL, but if they don't step up the game and stop 1ITL from getting this attack plan for certain, it could be bad for them. 2 seconds, 1 second, 1ITL takes Satcom.
Oh, okay. I didn't fly over there because it was showing VS. Hopefully they work on that a little bit. But definitely, this is good. This is good for 1ITL. This puts them, within playing distance. They gotta deal with this though. They don't have enough time to deal with Nexus Secure.
No, I think it's gone.
I don't know how I feel about this because they're going for Argent Pass. They're going to try to commit to Argent Pass over here, but like you just lost Nexus Secure Substation, and now your Warp Gate base is very under attack. really have to deal with that.
It does seem like a strange and questionable choice from 1ITL. Sorry, go ahead, Varunda.
No worries. Let's take a look at some of these advanced analyticals. I haven't shown these off yet. So let's talk about the stats for a little bit while I'm just hovering over Nexus Alpha. GOTR, very strong lead for kills right now. Let's take a look at the kill domain, the domain kills. Where are those kills coming from? And we can see for GOTR, about 60% of kills are infantry, 25% of kills are air, and about 15% of kills are armor. So you can definitely see that air and armor is putting in a lot of work. You usually don't see an outfit that has 10% of their kills due to armor. And then on the side of 1ITL, you know, it's 95% infantry, and a little bit of air and very little max usage overall. So that's definitely interesting to see. Let's take a look at the top weapons. What kind of things are we looking at here? Yeah, so the Supernova VPC, I believe that's the Hesh variant, the PPA, the dual full pods, and the halberd. So tons of vehicles in the top kills for GOTR. And then on the other side, it's all infantry weapons over for 1ITL. So interesting to see those kind of dynamics and those differences.
It's definitely an incredible showing from GOTR in terms of their ability to macro the map. And that's really what's happening here. It's a difference in macro play more than micro. I'd say the infantry between these two outfits is actually evenly matched, if not perhaps even in 1ITL's favor slightly.
Yeah,
but GOTR's transitions across the map and just their movement has been outstanding. They've been really maximizing these force multipliers, and these sides in the air, even with 1ITL mass pulling to wipe them, these sides are working like a well-oiled wolf pack. They are taking down their targets rapidly and covering each other very well.
Yeah.
The main problem, I think, is that... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm liking the airplay from GOTR. It's improved a lot from the last time I cast.
The main criticism I think I'd have for 1ITL with the air, it's not even necessarily a bad thing, but they're not focusing down these galaxies, and GOTR's galaxies are just giving their aircraft free repairs whenever they need them. It's incredibly important.
It's also really smart.
It absolutely is. It's an easy mobile spawn point. It looks like there's an orbital coming in here on Argent Pass from 1ITL trying to push off this Lodestar. I don't think it's going to be enough. Pokeball is out of there. It looks like GOTR's trying to resecure the point. 1ITL...
they're still alive. Facer leading the charge over here. His
contention.
Robo-Zip gets the 1. Gets the 2. Sheesh. That's the power of shotguns right there for sure.
It looks like GOTR's going to resecure this point, unfortunately, for 1ITL. But well played by GOTR, though. Incredible use of coordination here.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 1ITL took the point back. Faces back up again. My apologies. Called it too soon.
And here comes... Well, over at Argent Pass, GOTR just got a good wipe over here. They had a lot of push. Actually, check the pop real quick.
Yeah, I'm not sure what actually happened there, Varunda, because 1ITL had...
They looked in control, and then...
They had a really good...
GOTR just walked in? Like, that was weird. Ooh, Resident coming in for 1ITL. We're going to be getting to take a minute, but unfortunately, because they don't have stairs control, it's going to be a little bit rough. Revenant right there, actually, that was good. One of the medics was able to throw another Resident because of that, and was behind GOTR as they took the revive. More Resident coming out for 1ITL. GOTR right now is just kind of picking up the people that are respawning. And it looks
actually,
like...
Varunda, if we look... Apologies, go ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
Well, on the map, Varunda, if you look, 1ITL has committed 2 squads to enter the enemy Nexus base. Hydrophonics is currently flipping to 1ITL. They may not be able to get the Nexus cutoff, but if they get Hydrophonics, Reactor, and take back Nexus Secure, which they're currently doing, potentially, they could win this match.
That's a huge gambit. If they get Hydroponics and then Nexus Omega, they win. But my goodness...
They don't have the time.
They barely do.
7-minute cap. I think the timer would desync, wouldn't it? We know our timers like desync in PlanetSide. I'm pretty sure it would. 1 minute 55 left. They'd maybe have a 20-second grace window. They'd need to get the back cap immediately.
I mean, we're talking like it's down to 5-second windows. Like, it's incredibly close. But at this point in the match, that's really their only avenue for success. You know, they're not going to be able to win back on caps. They might have to win just by taking... Oh, wait. Oh, my gosh. The timer, again, messed me up.
Well, actually, Argent Pass is going back to 1ITL. So is Hydrophonics. If 1ITL gets Argent Pass and Hydrophonics and they get Granite Head Reactor, I think they'll actually have the majority of territory because Nexus Secure will be cut off. It won't count towards GOTR's score. 1ITL will take the match.
Does. I'm not actually sure about that.
I don't know. I think it counts toward still capping the Nexus space. I don't know if it counts towards territory control.
Yeah.
I'd have
I
to
don't
check.
know.
It's the same thing GOTR tried to do to mid in their match, if you remember, which is hilarious.
But it's definitely down to, like, you know, one
See,
ITL,
once
they
again,
have to
though,
commit to this. I think this is the only way they win.
Varunda, at Argent Pass, here again, GOTR is making the same mistakes they made against mid. There's way too many air and not nearly enough infantry pushing this building. The PPAs and the Bulldogs are doing work, and so are the Mag Riders, but GOTR needs to get boots in the ground here. They're going to lose this base back to 1 ITL. And if they lose Argent Pass, all their progress so far will be for nothing. The timer is not in their favor here.
Hydroponics compound 2, I believe GOTR just fixed the point, and with that, they lost their opportunity to try to go for the recap here, or to try to go for the big, Nexus Omega play. Let's see though, if they capture Bitter Gorge, which is a 220 fast cap, and then they capture Granite Head, and then it's possible actually. It's not out of the books for 1 ITL to
If 1 ITL full rotates to Nexus Secure and Hydrophonics, they can push both of those through before Argent Pass goes through again. They have the time to full commit to both those bases, get both bases, and they can still go back and save Argent Pass again. And then if they get Bitter Gorge or Granite Head, that's the game. If they get these 2 bases, 1 ITL could still take this match. It's only a 3 base differential. If GOTR loses 2 bases, that could be dangerous for them.
Yeah, that's good. It looks like Arazek, it's working out for them, even though it's been cut off, for 7 minutes. That could be the key to victory, so long as they get 2 other bases. Hydrophonics Compound is going to be a good one to go for, and then Nexus Secure is also going to have to be what they're going to go for. So I'm curious to see.
Maelstrom
what do they focus
in the
on?
chat is saying that cutoff bases do count, so thank you for that, Maelstrom, and thank you for your work on the PS2 alerts as well.
All right. That's what makes sense, because the in-game doesn't update.
It looks like 1 ITL is dropping back on Hydrophonics, Varunda. They are back on timer there.
That's good. That's a way to. That's how they're gonna have to play to win.
They need to get off Argent Pass, so they're sitting on Argent Pass. They need to transition to Bitter Gorge, and they're not going to get the advantage here. GOTR does have a Sunderer marked at it's marked at Club's waypoint at Argent Pass. They can, inside that crevice, move into transition inside that point. Unless they may be trying to flip it now. 1 ITL, it looks like they have transitioned to Bitter Gorge. I don't know if they have timer, if they have the cap, though. If GOTR gets this cap on Argent Pass, then maybe the end of 1 ITL's hopes.
Could be. I don't see any timer started right now. Bitter Gorge point did
Hydrophonics
flip.
is still a big fight at the moment for Runder, if you want to go check that out.
Could check it out. It's difficult to tell what the timer is.
Waypoint?
I believe 1 ITL is in favor. Okay, so they're in favor. Air control here isn't going to do a lot. Like, air control at this base is not that useful.
No, the powerhouse all this air needs to be on the ground at the moment.
Yeah. Oh, I like this. Getting out of the Valk, beginning to push with infantry. That's what you want to see here.
Look at Bitter Gorge as well. The 1 ITL has committed 2 squads to Bitter Gorge and 2 squads to Hydrophonics. They've gone all in on these bases. If they get these 2 bases, Varunda, this could be a very bad thing for GOTR.
That would be the game for GOTR. They would lose if they didn't get both of those. But
50 seconds on Hydrophonics. If they take this, it's off the clock more or less.
GOTR does have the advantage here. Because they're playing defensively, they can afford to drop everyone on Hydroponics and then drop everyone on Bitter Gorge.
But they have to actually do it.
Yeah, they got to do it, and they got people in quick. Take a look at the roof. What's going on? It's just like all these galaxies and these sites are not useful right now. You need them to get out. Despite that,
So there's a lot of players inside on the point right now.
What is 1 ITL doing? You don't want to be pushed out here. That's really bad. Now you're down a medic. Ugh. If 1 ITL's got an orbital, they got to use it now. This is the time to orbital. It's coming down to the last seconds. 1 ITL, do they have a push? They've got a push coming in on short right now. They begin pushing right now. Taking out 1. Isn't able to win the 1v1 though. Underboss gets the lead.
Oh my god, is that a 1 second reclaim?
Oh, no, not in time.
They took it. Oh.
Just enough time and people. That's really, really good for 1 ITL. They've got to commit everything to Bitter Gorge at this point. That's kind of the only way that they win.
Satcom's going through as well.
Okay, Satcom could go. That's going to be a much harder cap to go for though. What?
Bitter Gorge it looks like Bitter Gorge is the play for 1 ITL.
Yeah, they got to get people here quick, and they got to get that C point back now. The less time that they give GOTR to respond, the better. While they're going, let's take a look at Let's take a look at the top spawns real quick. What are we looking at for spawns? Oh, yeah. GOTR with a lot more spawns. And that's what you'd expect to see with all that galaxy and usage and stuff. Yeah, their top is 91. Much higher. I like to see that. Here we go. Perfect. So, ooh, logistics too. Good Sundays. Sundays and stuff. What is... So, Nexus Alpha, that's off the clock. That's not recapable right now. Ooh, Arazek.
They don't have to worry about that at all.
Arazek is under contention right now. If they get Arazek back, that's a good trade. You know, you can trade Arazek for Bittergorge, because then you have enough time. You know.
But then 1ITL could get Nexus Secure, and if they get Nexus Secure, Bittergorge, and hold Hydrophonics, which I don't think they can take Hydrophonics back. Hydrophonics is off the clock now. Nexus Secure is still on the clock. Only Granite Head could be on the clock as well, but 1ITL needs to get that flipped immediately if they want that base. It looks like Bittergorge is going through the 1ITL now.
Oh no. They're steel raining. No, that's not the play. You don't steel rain to Nexus Omega. That's not enough time to cap. That's a huge misplay. That might cost them the game. They send a squad over to Nexus Omega. That's a useless squad.
Yeah, that's a completely useless cap now. Unless GOTR panic responds to it. 1ITL might have just given up Bittergorge, which is really hurtful to their chances. If they don't keep this base, they will lose the match.
Yeah, the extra squad over Bittergorge could have been huge. But the air is now rotated over for GOTR, and it's going to make one... Oh, man. I think that cost them the game. That play right there. That single steel rain... They're down a squad now for the next, 30 seconds. And that's
I'd love to know who made that call, Varunda, because I think that's it. I think GOTR has got this base resecured. I think this might be it for 1ITL.
The last... they can't even get Nexus Secure, and they lost Arazek, and they lost Bittergorge. They needed to get Bittergorge and Nexus Secure or fix Arazek. But with that, it's just not enough time.
I think this game is firmly GOTR's. I think 1ITL is throwing this game.
I don't know if throw,
they threw that chance.
They threw the chance they had by going for Nexus Omega. It
was definitely GOTR's game.
Oh, man.
I did misspeak there.
That's disappointing. That's a bummer to see. They're still fighting over Bittergorge. Bittergorge is actually still in play if they can manage to get all the points back. But GOTR knows, so long as they just protect Bittergorge, they don't even need to protect Bittergorge, and they've won, actually. There is nothing else in play.
Yeah, Bittergorge is...
And with that, it's done. That's it. It's game. GOTR win. GOTR W on that one.
A matter of the countdown now.
How much else going on?
Looks like the point differentials as well. GOTR 307, 1ITL 193. That puts GOTR up at a total of approximately 526 points. It'll be interesting to see who they match up against.
Mm-hmm. Press the full button.
Will we see a GOTR 2RAF match next week? I certainly hope so.
That could definitely be a pretty good one. Taking a look.
Looks like the GGs are coming out now from GOTR.
Yeah, that is game. We'll take a look. I'll cycle through the top real quick just so people can get those stats in. But overall, GOTR showed marked improvement over their previous game. They seemed like they played the match so much better. They were able to rotate people around a lot quicker. Overall, very impressed by GOTR. 1ITL was also looking pretty strong. They had a chance to win, but that single misplay to throw people into Nexus Omega, that cost them the game. That's why they... that's a bummer to see.
Should I reach out to my contacts in GOTR and 1ITL for interviews, or no?
Sure, if they're available for an interview. I'd be interesting to see. But overall, I'm not a big interview person. I'm not good with interviews. We can also hear you type, by the way.
Oh, I apologize. I thought my sound dampening would take care of that. That's a whoopsie doodle.
Yeah, oops. No big deal.
It's these Australian keyboards, they don't make them like they do in America, so it's yeah. A bit. We're back in the 80s still down here.
Fire killer with 250 vehicle repair ticks. Very powerful.
Alright, so GOTR is sending someone. They're sending Robo CPF. And I'm just waiting to see if 1ITL is going to send anybody.
Sounds good.
There was a GG there from GOTR. They came through. Well done by GOTR. Incredible improvement from their last match. They did have a couple of moments there of hesitation, but they managed to pull through in the end.
Yeah, definitely. GOTR didn't play flawless. there was some mistakes, but one ITL just didn't capitalize on some of those mistakes. And at the end of the day, they threw the chance that they had to win. So hopefully that's a very strong lesson about base timers and how long each base time is. Because that is a 7-minute cap, and you cannot cap 7 minutes in 4 minutes.
That gives GOTR a 1-1 record against 1ITL, who also has now has a 0-2 record. It'll be interesting to see where GOTR goes from this, because 1ITL is still in qualifiers. They can still pull off 2 wins and potentially get into playoffs if they have enough points. But they need a couple of very dominant victories to make it past that cutoff line.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks like we are getting someone in here from GOTR. Varunda. I'm not sure if he's in the TeamSpeak yet or not.
Sounds good.
RoboSef.
Yeah, the address is just PSB, by the way.
Yeah, I sent it to him.
And I will drag people in. Let's set a password real quick.
There he is, RoboCPF.
Channel edited. User was moved to your channel.
Howdy.
Hello.
Welcome.
Man, that was some pretty good improvement inside of GOTR. Very quick moving around. Use that air, I think, a lot more effectively. That was pretty good.
Thank you.
It was good to see your rotations coming up there, Robo. It was definitely an improvement from last week. We noticed against mid, you guys kind of had a moment of hesitation there, sometimes transitioning infantry. It looked a lot stronger this evening from GOTR, a lot better rotation, a lot better map play.
Thank you. That was something we've worked on really hard the last week. I was very impressed by everyone's ability to rotate to bases on timers. I'm pretty sure that won the game for us. Even more so than the infantry improvement we did. The timer play, I'm very happy with how it turned out. Everyone did a really good job.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Did your game plan change at all? Did your opener change up? Like, what kind of different preparations did you make this time?
The opener stayed almost the same, minus we got rid of a couple of the ground vehicles, and we prepped 6 of our air squad to drop if needed. They were not needed at the beginning, but they were ready. Other than that, the opener was heavier on granite than last time. We didn't really contest granite very much against mid. We really focused on Bitter Gorge. This time I sent a whole squad to prep granite, and then when we got shoved off the Bitter Gorge, we rotated there and took it. And that was a good play. I'm very happy that happened.
Yeah, it definitely worked out well for you guys. You were able to maintain a lot of pressure. Can you talk a little bit about what happened at the end of the match? Kind of what do you think cost you hydroponics compound at the end there?
I am not sure. I wasn't on the ground at Hydro. We made a map side decision to essentially not sacrifice it, but we saw that we still had secure sub. We were still linked. We had more bases, and we thought to ourselves that it would be better to secure the other timers and make sure that we had all those linked up. I don't know what happens if someone has more bases, but those bases are cut off. So I didn't want to risk it. I just wanted to make sure, even if we had a weird, Arizek and Hydro cut off, I wanted to make sure we still had enough linked bases to win. We could have gone stronger on Hydro, certainly.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Good analysis. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing that we noticed. Like, there was a play possible for 1ITL to win, but you guys did a good job managing the timers and making sure that that opportunity was never really present for them.
I also want to point out as well that I just want to kind of shout this out to GOTR, but I did notice that you guys, your pushes were a lot more measured than last week. I think last week there was a little bit of frustration, a little bit of desperation coming through on some of those pushes against mid when you guys found yourselves falling behind, and you did try the back-cap strategy against them, which was a bit of poetic irony given the 1ITL did the exact same thing to you this week. But I will say you guys did a massive and marked improvement this week in your ability to transition and really keep your composure and make those pushes into buildings where they mattered. The GOTR War Machine tonight seemed a lot more well-oiled and a lot more switched on. You guys definitely picked up from last week and learned from it. Really well done.
Yeah, GG's. Good game. Fun to watch. Fun to cast. Good to see the improvement on GOTR. Excited to see where you guys go. Seems like you guys definitely learn quick and pick up. So.
Thank you. I don't know if one of my guys is sending me a tell that you've got your camera on RoboZip, which is a different player. I'm not actually logged in right now. but
You're both
he is-
robos. Close
We're
enough.
both robo.
You heard it here
He was
first.
the engineer for
All
Alpha Squad.
robots are the same.
That was the
Robots
worst,
on people.
the worst update for PlanetSide 2, not because of the content, but because everyone made a character with Robo in the name, and now I'm no longer special.
Yeah, dang, unlucky. Looks like we're not going to, unfortunately, get a representative for 1ITL. So that's going to be it for the cast. Thanks for coming out, and thanks for the interview. Sure that you got a debrief to go to, so we appreciate your time.
Yes. And GG to 1ITL. Very, very good play from you guys,
Yeah.
if you guys are watching. A fantastic match. You had us sweating at the end with those back halves, and it was a very, very good game all around.
Perfect. Well, that's going to be it for the cast. There's some more matches going on right now. We got Miku versus Goblins over on PlanetSide Battles. And then I believe there's some other matches on other things. If we just throw in,
User disconnected from your channel.
exclamation point schedule, that's gonna be, where all the matches are gonna be. Other than that, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the cast. Bye-bye.
See ya.